Now, Manchester United's Premier League match at Brentford tonight has been postponed following guidance from medical advisors due to the exceptional circumstances of a COVID-19 outbreak at United. The official confirmation came at 10 to midnight, and the Premier League have also reintroduced emergency measures after a record 42 cases were recorded in the league over a 7-day period. Here's what the Premier League have had to say. The decision was taken following guidance from medical advisors due to the exceptional circumstances of an ongoing COVID-19 outbreak within Manchester United's squad. First-team operations at the club's Carrington training complex were closed down to help control the outbreak and minimise risk of further infection among player and staff. The league wishes a quick recovery to those players and staff with COVID-19. The postponed fixture will be rearranged in due course. Well, United had initially confirmed a small number of positive cases among players and coaching staff after Saturday's win at Norwich, and as a result, they closed their training ground as a precaution yesterday for 24 hours. Those who tested positive are isolating in line with Premier League protocols. Well, this is what United have had to say on the matter. Following PCR confirmation of positive LFT COVID-19 tests among the first-team staff and players, the outbreak requires ongoing surveillance. Given cancellation of training and disruption to the squad, and with the health of players and staff the priority, the club requested the match to be rearranged. The Premier League board took the decision to postpone based on guidance from medical advisors. Manchester United regrets the inconvenience caused to Brentford FC and to the fans of both clubs by COVID-19. Well, it would have been United's first visit to Brentford's community stadium, and Brentford have said that all match tickets will remain valid for the rearranged fixture, which will be confirmed in due course. Brentford said, "We appreciate that there will be many fans who will be inconvenienced with the fixture postponement, and we apologise for the disruption which was out of our control, but we respect the Premier League's decision and acknowledge that the health and safety of both clubs' players and staff must always come first. We wish everyone affected a speedy recovery and look forward to hosting Manchester United at the Brentford Community Stadium in the new year. The rearranged match details will be confirmed and communicated in due course."
It's a very tricky situation, and I think it's very important that the Premier League and all of us are following the normal society rules or restrictions. I think that's very important. And then I think if we could make it very clear what the restriction or what the rules are for a cancel a game, I think that would be good. I'm 100% sure that the Premier League will continue through the winter. No doubt about that. That's the reason why we have the vaccines, the boosters. We will continue. I'm not in doubt about that.
Well, the postponement came just a matter of hours after the Premier League announced record numbers of positive COVID-19 cases. There were 42 positives from December 6th to December 12th. It's the most ever recorded in the league over a 7-day period, and the highest since 40 cases were reported back in January. The Premier League have subsequently reintroduced emergency measures that were in place during Project Restart. That means masks are mandatory and strict social distancing have to be observed. Now, these are some of the emergency measures being brought back. There will be an increase in testing of players and staff. Face coverings must be worn indoors, as well as social distancing being adhered to. Players will also have to a limit placed on their treatment time. That's to limit contact. Now, a Commons vote is expected at 6:30 tonight, but government Plan B restrictions are expected to come in at midnight. There are two other Premier League games tonight, of course. Aston Villa against former manager Dean Smith. That's Norwich. That's on, and that's despite a positive case in the Villa camp. We'll, of course, keep you updated should things change. Villa manager Steven Gerrard hopes cases will be minimal moving forward.
We want to wish the people that have got the positive case as well. Obviously they're isolating now, so obviously we send our best wishes to them. I'll speak to them all this afternoon. And yes, fingers crossed, like most managers up and down the country, everyone's got the fingers crossed and hoping that the cases are minimal moving forward, and we can keep the game going.
Well, Norwich have one confirmed case of COVID in their squad, with that player currently isolating at home. Smith's side played Manchester United on Saturday, and while there's nothing to suggest a link between that game and the positive test, he's relieved more players have not been affected.
We had our results come through pretty quickly, so I was quite confident in the protocols that we're following as a football club, and I'm sure Manchester United are as well, but they've had to travel together obviously to the game and back, so they've obviously been together, but unfortunately for them they've had a few cases. Most football clubs got used to the protocols that were already set by the Premier League, and they actually continued to do that rather than drop back into whatever the next plan was. So they've continued to do that and be as careful as you can, really.
Well, this evening's other game goes between Leeds and Manchester City. Pep Guardiola says the league leaders have advised their players to be cautious with regards to COVID, especially over the busy Christmas period.
I'm concerned not because they're going to cancel or break maybe the Premier League. I'm concerned because the society still is the virus is here and the people suffer, and we have seen with Tottenham first and after Norwich, Leicester, I think United with a year. So there are many. So, and some people here, the staff, they got it. So right now, and we spoke with the players almost every day. Be careful. Be careful. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Mask, social distance. Because now in the Christmas time, is the tendency to organize parties, to go out and do something extra. It's normal. And unfortunately, the virus is still here.
OK, so that is the latest with COVID. Paul Lambert and Paul Robinson still with us here on the Football Show. Paul Robinson, I'm going to have to call you Robbo, otherwise this will be a nightmare of a programme. But Paul Lambert, I'll start with you because, of course, you've been in this situation where you've had to deal with players and staff contracting COVID and it disrupting your schedule. You obviously suffered with a positive test yourself when you were manager at Ipswich. How difficult is it as a manager to deal with the disruption that this causes?
It was really tough, Jess. I mean, you come in every day and you don't know what's happening really. You're going for your testing, and in the lower leagues I didn't think the protocols were extreme enough for us to be tested. I think that was really apparent throughout the lower leagues. But the virus itself I've never felt as bad as that. What I did feel when I got the virus, the lethargic tiredness, and I couldn't shake that I got it in December, and I think I'd never started to feel better until about March time. And it was really tough, and the players as well, some of the guys got it as well, but it affects everything. But I guess at this moment in time, the world we live in, it's everywhere, and you can't escape it. You just got to hope that you can stay safe and healthy, and you don't contract that virus.
Yeah, really happy to see that you've made a recovery. Robbo, of course, safety is the paramount thing that everyone is concerned about here, keeping the players safe, keeping the coaching staff safe. But what we've seen, is players their schedules being disrupted, training grounds being shut down. How do a team prepare properly if they're not even able to train together properly as they would do normally, pre-COVID?
Well, the simple answer to that is that they can't. I mean, if you look at Manchester United's situation, what they had to deal with yesterday, they were supposed to travel to Brentford yesterday, and it wasn't until 10, 11 o'clock at night, like yesterday, that they made the decision that they couldn't travel. I mean, it's the world that we live in, as Paul quite rightly says, and I think this is just the start of what's to come. I think we're all well aware that there's going to be a second wave coming, and football is going to be affected like the rest of us are, unfortunately. But we are in a different place to where we were last time that we had to, when the fans were not allowed into stadiums last time. We've got the vaccinations are there, the testing's there, the facilities are completely different. But the fact of the matter is the virus isn't going to go away, and it is something that's affecting football, and nothing like that's ever affected football before, and it's something that you're having to learn to do.
And Paul, how do you think teams and, the Premier League as an organisation are going to be able to plan for the fixture backlog that's going to happen if games keep being postponed like this?
I think it'll cause a major issue. I really do. I think that if you have a backlog of fixtures and then you've got the Champions League fixtures, the European fixtures, it will be on top of you. And I think it'll get to the stage, or it could get to the stage where you end up having to play Saturday, Tuesday through a number of months. But hopefully that doesn't really happen. But there's a possibility that it can happen. But again, I think everybody has to be prepared again for it. Whether people are going to be fully prepared, I don't know, because you never know when this virus rears its head to any football club or any walk of life, really.